So about a week and a half ago, the Streamer Awards happened, hosted by Cutie Cinderella, and there were allegations of a certain type of assault that had apparently occurred at the Streamer Awards after party. Now I have a video talking about those original allegations when they came out. This is a link to it right here. But if you don't want to watch that whole video, TLDR, this takes place with someone named Tylil, who is being accused of sexually assaulting Jourdin Pauline. I was a bit on the fence already with how Jourdin explained her side of things. That wasn't to directly discredit her, but just going off of the information given, it just seemed that the story was a bit weird. And Tylil was nowhere to be seen. He went completely radio silent until just a few hours ago. Tylil finally responded to these allegations, and he brought quite a few receipts. I just kind of want to cut to the chase and jump into going through his stream and the highlights from it. Right before we jump in, if you're new here, consider subscribing, really helps out the channel. Give this video a like if you find it useful, want to get it out in front of more people, potentially hype the video. Trying to hit 100,000 subs before the end of the year, really appreciate it. But regardless if you do any of those things, thank you for watching. Also apologize if I look tired or really high. It's 4 a.m. where I am. I just want to get this out ASAP. Now this was posted from Tylil Updates over here on Twitter. The truth, full explanation with evidence. 20-minute video. We're going to break down some of the key parts of it. He starts this off by letting people know that he has a cease and desist sent towards Jourdin, and I'm just going to kind of let a bit of this intro play out first.
My team has already sent Jourdin a cease and desist, and we are also moving forward with a lawsuit for defamation. Sexual assault is no joke. Any real victims of sexual assault deserve to be believed and protected, and that shit should be taken serious. Jourdin has claimed that she was sexually assaulted at the Streamer Awards after party. That did not happen. Everything was cool that night. Jourdin originally left the after party and came back because Jourdin misplaced her phone, not because it was taken by me. When I was leaving the Streamer Awards after party, Jourdin seen me and my hairstylist getting in the Uber. Jourdin asked to get in the Uber. She was not lured. That was Jourdin's own choice to come to my hotel in the Uber. She was not lured or forced. We got to the hotel. I offered Jourdin a ride home. Jourdin asked if she can use the bathroom upstairs, and I said okay. Everything after that was consent. Everything that happened after that was consent between two adults. She was not coerced. She was not forced or pressured. It was a mutual agreement between two adults.
So a couple of things to help you guys with a bit of context so you understand why they're specifying a few things. These are immediate points that are contradicting the story that Jourdin had given for what had happened that night. Specifically, there was some information regarding her phone, and she was claiming that Tylil had kept it away from her to try to coerce her into going back to his hotel, where she is saying that he her. Matter of fact, while we're talking about this, Jourdin had posted on Instagram messages that she had between other individuals like Dez talking about the Tylil stuff. And we're going to see some stuff talking about this Uber that was being called this Toyota Uber that Tylil is going to bring up, and see that it shows up over here as well. But you can see even in the top left here, very mad as fuck, he stole my phone and locked me in his room. Completely took advantage of me, and then on top of that, he broke my other phone. I couldn't even call a car home, like I'm so mad. She says here that Tylil stole her phone, and she explains that further. I had to come back to get my phone, and when I came back for it, he pretended he lost it when it was in his pocket the whole time. Then he kept saying he was waiting on his assistant to call me my car since he broke the phone. He never called or asked nobody. When I went to go pee and came back, I'm like, did you call it? Then he got hella aggressive and forced himself on me. I'm telling him no. He's like, I don't care, fuck that. And she continues on, and this is where her story matches up with what we had heard originally. Literally, he stopped because I started crying. And then she talks about how she felt that she was assaulted fully, and said, I'm no fucking groupie, bro. Shit got me so mad. I'm saving myself for someone that actually cares about me. And then she says, and on top of that, he got a whole bitch. Like, what the fuck? Like, he's got a girlfriend. She then says, I literally just wanted my phone. I'm gonna have to air him out, not gonna lie. I'm trusting y'all not to go telling people about this. And then we're gonna see these messages. She says, hey, Tylil has my phone. I'm on the way to get it back. I was all the way home too. Tylil's going to bring this up as well. Somebody got to call me a car back home now. But now jumping back to Tylil's response, we get into him kind of admitting, number one, that yeah, he was cheating on his girlfriend with Jourdin. But number two, that he recorded Jourdin during this because he noticed that as soon as he had gotten a call from his actual girlfriend and, Jourdin put this together, she started acting weird, and this prompted him to start recording. And this video admittedly, at least to me, is pretty damning.
Everything went left when my partner called. The moment my partner called, Jourdin started acting crazy. She got really aggressive and she was acting weird. She made me uncomfortable, and that's what made me start recording to protect myself. Let me make it very clear right now. I have never recorded no sex tape of Jourdin. That was also false. Now that y'all following me, Jourdin seen the call come in from my partner. She got upset, started talking aggressively, and she made me uncomfortable, so I started recording to protect myself. Now let's play the first piece of evidence. And every piece of evidence I'm going to show y'all has got approved by my legal team. That's another reason why I didn't rush to come on live.
I do just really quick want to say, because I forgot to talk about it earlier, in the same way that I was saying it was a good idea in my first video that Jourdin was going to the police to make a report about what she believes to be sexual assault, or that she was, assaulted. I just think it's very important that if you're going to be making claims like these online, in the same way that Jourdin said they were contacting the authorities, that Tylil is going forward with what he's claiming to be a defamation lawsuit, as well as a cease and desist. These specific things, defamation or a cease and desist, can also be used to try to silence somebody who's talking out against you. So admittedly, that point could go either way, but following that is the evidence that he starts showing. And this is, like I said, the video that he took with Jourdin.
I've never had a one-night stand in my life.
What is a one-night stand?
Like after the party type shit, when you first meet someone, talk to them.
So that's what we just had?
Did we just have one night stand?
No. As long as we cool about it, that's not a one night stand. Mm-hmm. I said, as long as we speak about it, it's not a one night stand.
It's so many days after tomorrow.
So it might have been hard to hear, but it sounds like, especially in the beginning, it's a lot more clear. She says, I've never had a one-night stand. And Tylil asks her, what do you mean by that? Or like, what one-night stand? She goes, talking after the party. And he says something again about a one-night stand. And she goes, did we just have a one-night stand? Like, did we? And he says, no, as long as we're still cool afterwards. Or that's the part I'm a bit confused about. Or he's like, as long as we're still speaking after, it's not a one-night stand. And then she says something, I think along the lines of, there's a lot of days after today, or there's a lot of days after this, or something like that. That's the one I'm more confused about. But this video right here is very interesting, especially if the claim that Jourdin is making is that at that night, she was sexually assaulted. She was by this dude. I am personally very confused as to, if that was the case for yourself, why you would be worried about there being a one-night stand, or why you would be worried about that assault happening to you being a one-night stand, or that you would consider it that. It doesn't match up. The fact that you are laying in bed talking with this person like that is very bizarre. I understand that a power dynamic like that could exist where you feel like you can't get out of the room, but the way that they are talking about it, the way that it explained, and the repeated point that Jourdin has made, that she's upset about the fact that he cheated on his girlfriend with Jourdin, really has me more inclined to believe that Tylil is being honest about what was going on here. And I guess that belief for me has less to do with the integrity of Tylil and has more to do with the fact that Jourdin's story just isn't adding up, especially with the context of this video. Following this and kind of matching up with what Jourdin was talking about getting an Uber home or getting a ride home, Tylil talks about getting an Uber for Jourdin to get her home.
After a while, Jourdin wanted to leave. So what did Tylil James do? I got her an Uber, a Toyota to be exact. I requested Jourdin a Toyota. Jourdin left the hotel room. Jourdin came back when she realized it was a Toyota. She banged on the door and demanded a black truck. Her words verbatimly after she demanded a black truck was, do I look like the type of bitch to ride in a Toyota? Get me a black truck. Me being a gentleman, I got her a black truck. But wait, I also got the receipts to that. December 7th, 2025. At 8:04 a.m. chat, I got Jourdin a Uber. Remember, Jourdin is a victim now. She claims she was sexually assaulted. So you trying to get away from me as fast as possible. So if I call you a Toyota, a fucking scooter, a Rebel, you're trying to get away from me as fast as possible. It shouldn't matter what car you get home in. You're just trying to get away from this person that violated you. So you say, I called her Uber. She didn't want to get a Toyota. I canceled it. Boom. Let's take this down. Look at the time too. At 8:07 a.m. At 8:07 a.m., Tylil James called Jourdin a black truck. Look at the payment right there. Black SUV. Fare, 16.7 miles. $132.89.
Now this point right here, honestly, he is making it make sense given the timeline, given the receipts with the Uber and the previous one here that was canceled. Timeline-wise, it is also making sense, 8:04 a.m. to 8:07 a.m. as to when it was a pickup. That could totally make sense. The fact that it is switching over to a black SUV. We don't really have any other confirmation outside of him explaining this and that just matching up with the details here. So far, all of the points he's made and the story that he's giving is making sense and also lining up with these receipts. Leading into this, Tylil is now going to point out that Jourdin had apparently been lying about not being home.
Jourdin got home at 8:40 a.m. Oh my God, look what Jourdin texted one of my fucking friends. She's playing with me. She's trying to fucking set me up. She's trying to set me up. Chat, Jourdin got home at 8:40 a.m. Why did she text one of my friends this? Jourdin got home at 8:40 a.m. Why did she text one of my friends this, chat? Why did she text one of my friends this? Can y'all read what she said? This girl is setting me up at 9:10 a.m. after Jourdin arrived home out of her black truck at 8:40 a.m. Please follow me. She texts to one of my friends, hey, Tylil has my phone. I'm on the way to get it back. ... I was all the way home too. My friend said, LOL, okay. Somebody got to call me a car back home now. Okay, let me go back. Hold on. Look, 9:10 a.m. Sunday. She texted my friend and said 9:10 a.m. But what does this say? Jourdin, hold on. Let's clock her T right now. Your Uber got to your house that Tylil put you in at 8:40 a.m. Why did you proceed to text Tylil friend at 9:10 a.m.? Hey, Tylil has my phone. I'm on the way to get it back. I was all the way home too. Jourdin, did you not just get out of a black truck at 8:40 a.m.?
Now, I'm not gonna lie, this part confused me a bit. Number one, I think it's very apparent Jourdin has multiple phones. Obviously, it wouldn't make sense that they're messaging one of their friends saying they forgot their phone if it wasn't clear that they had multiple. Number two, I was a bit confused at what the point of sharing this is because this makes sense timeline-wise that she'd get home, has about 30 minutes, and is texting one of his friends saying, I'm going to go to Tylil's to get my phone back. She could have just forgotten it there and just realized it. But that wouldn't make sense given Tylil's point of view here. It's not making sense with that. So my best guess, what I was able to ascertain, is I think that Tylil, from his perspective, he's saying that this is where Jourdin starts her narrative. This is where she was trying to set him up. She had already been home. The one night stand from his side of things had already occurred. It was, in the morning, and she was driven home in the black SUV after the cancellation, everything. She's now decided that she is going to spin this narrative in his eyes, so she texts his friend to set up that she's now heading back to Tylil's, where she's now going to claim this sexual assault occurred when she went to go get her phone. That would make sense given what he seems to be insinuating with that, and I think maybe I'm just dumb, and maybe a bunch of people will be like, yeah, obviously that's what he meant, or I'm missing the mark. Let me know in the comments. But moving on to the next piece of evidence he provides. And that piece of evidence is him alleging that Jourdin was trying to blackmail him with this apparent sexual assault and trying to get him to pay her $2,000.
She said I try to blackmail her. Let's speak on that. I try to blackmail you, Jourdin. Jourdin, 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 I try to blackmail you, Jourdin. How, Chad? How? Look at what it say, Chad. Jourdin sent me Jourdin requested 2,000, and then in the note it says for playing with me, and I try to blackmail her. She's trying to extort me, gang. She's blackmailing me. She's lying on me, bro. That shit is fucked up.
So you can see here, he's going to explain it in more detail, but you can see Jourdin requested money through Zelle, $2,000, and you see the memo down here at the bottom, for playing with me. Now, this is going to be defended by Jourdin, which we're going to see in some tweets that may now be deleted. She has been deleting a lot of tweets that she's been posting that apparently this $2,000 was for the phone. A lot of people are pointing out, if it was for the phone, why didn't you just write that? Why are we writing for playing with me? That is a crazy way to, in a request for money from someone who you believe you, that is a crazy way to send the message that you want money for your phone because it was like lost or damaged.
I fucking work hard every day for the shit I got, nigga. Fuck you talking about. And I never let nobody take that shit from me. Fuck out of here. This shit is right here. Only thing the girl had to show, oh my God. This shit is right here, Ted. Yo, it says a Zelle request for $2,000 for playing with me. That's blackmail. What the fuck do she mean by for playing with me?
I just wanted to include a bit of him getting incredibly upset because I think it's important to showcase that that is how he's, behaving during all of this. I'm not trying to lean you one way or the other when you're making your decisions looking at all the evidence here, but I feel like it would be wrong to not include how he's behaving. Personally, it seems pretty authentic. I'm an acting coach. I have been for a couple of years, but truly we have no idea what happened behind closed doors outside of what he's been able to provide so far, as Jourdin really didn't come with any receipts. But that follows into her messaging Tylil after he wasn't willing to give this $2,000 over to Jourdin.
I'm concerned, like, damn, I'm not giving this girl nothing. NCAA, nothing's coming at all. You're not getting $2,000 out of me. I didn't pay that $2,000. What she does now, Chad, Jourdin came on the internet and said she has messages, but she deleted them. Guess what? I got them. Jourdin, you deleted the messages, I got them. So now let me give y'all some more evidence. Jourdin texts me right here. She said, what you doing? Jourdin sends a question mark. I don't know if you text me or not, but my phone is clicked. I can't see or do nothing. Jourdin sent me on December 8th at 12:01. This is in the noon. Jourdin sent me a upside down smiling face. After she sent the upside down smiling face, she sent the Zelle request. Let me show y'all. Follow me, chat. Are y'all following the timeline? Because I'm only gonna come up here one time and say this. All of these messages came on December 7th. All of these messages is at December 7th. The Zelle request is at December 8th. This smiley face, she sent this smiley face, right? Then she sends the Zelle request at 12:19 p.m. After she sends the Zelle request, she realized I was not paying it. Once Jourdin realized I was not paying it, Jourdin sent me this. You see this meme right here? Me giving him his last warning before I show him who I really am.
So for me personally, this is not looking good for Jourdin. As Tylil just explained it, to go from, messaging, hey, the phone is kind of not working, like it's clipped, I think is what she said. It's not working. And then to sending an upside down smiley emoji, followed by just a few minutes after that, sending a Zelle request for $2,000 and the tagline not being about the phone, but saying for playing with me. And then a couple hours later, sending a veiled threat in the form of a meme, followed by sending a claim out onto social media that this individual that you're texting, that you're doing this to and interacting like this, sexually assaulted you. To me, that does not sound like the behavior of someone engaging in conversation with the person they believe sexually assaulted them. Maybe that's just me, curious to hear what you guys think. I'm of the perspective here that makes absolutely no sense. It unfortunately does get worse. So think about it from the perspective, like I'm saying, that Jourdin, we're just under that full assumption that she was, that what she's saying is true. The next message that you are going to see from Jourdin to Tylil is really interesting.
Don't let this world get to your head and you lose your moral compass, because at the end of the day, we all have to deal with God. And if you know something made me feel a certain way, instead of trying to throw rocks and hide your hands, you should have fixed it immediately. And this could have been swept under the rug. Don't be mad your girl found out the type of man that you are. She should have known that's nobody's fault but yours. I always walk in love, and I wish you and her the best. No bullshit. God bless you too. Jourdin is a sexual assault victim, but said this all sexual assault could have been all swept under the rug. You're a victim, but you said it could have been swept under the rug, and you're a victim. Okay, cool. If you had chosen integrity from the start, the situation would have never escalated. The reaction you're facing now is a consequence of your choices, not mine. Your girlfriend seeing your actions isn't my fault. I've never lied to get anything in life. If I wanted drama, I would have ignored your call and gone straight to social media. But that's not who I am. Jourdin, you went straight to social media with lies. I believe in God, accountability, and moving with love even when I'm hurt. I'm not asking for anything except acknowledgement. A real apology matters. A real apology matters. A real apology matters. So if I would apologize to you, you'd have never came to the internet. If I'd allowed you to extort me, blackmail me, You'd have never came to the internet.
So yeah, you should have fixed it immediately, and this could have been swept under the rug. I think it's interesting that not only was this said the way that it was, which is very peculiar. I don't really understand any other way to read it except for the way that Tylil kind of explained it. But number two, the fact that Jourdin had these messages deleted, that is very, very strange, especially if they were meant a certain different way that she could explain. Why would all of these messages be deleted? I feel like they'd be pretty important to have, especially if you're going to the authorities. The last thing you'd want to do is delete text messages, especially for the fact that these messages can be recovered by your internet provider, to the best of my knowledge. And so it's just really strange. And additionally, if we take a look at that second one that also came through here, I'm not asking for anything except acknowledgement. A real apology matters. He brings up, so if I apologized and just allowed you to extort me, I think he was kind of tying it all together, that this suddenly would have been okay, that just apologizing would have just made it better. And I think it was a bit weird the way that he worded it, but I see the point that he's making. If he did something so egregious to Jourdin that it would constitute getting the authorities involved, like going out and talking about this on social media, which he did do immediately, I don't think that an apology should suffice. I think there should be consequences for something like that, especially when they're doing something to you as grievous as Jourdin is alleging, like sexual assault, taking advantage of her. With all that being said, I think the most important thing is that this is going to court. I'd be very curious to see, and of course I will cover any updates that come out of him going to court for a defamation case against Jourdin, because I think that would really help seal the deal as to what's going on here. As we have it so far, Tylil has provided the most receipts. His story has been the most consistent. At the end of the day, yeah, still cheated on his girlfriend. He did go out of his way to make sure that everything was aired out very, to the best of his ability, it looks like, very clearly, and he brought receipts. I know I keep saying that, but that truly is a lot more than Jourdin has presented. Like I said earlier, multiple times, very curious to hear what you guys think, but I think that's it for now. If there's any more information that comes out, I'll be sure to do a follow-up. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found the information useful, give this video a like, gets it out to more people. That's it for today. I'll see you guys later. Adios. Peace. Bye.